So hi, DA. It's so good to have you here today. And I'm just so glad that you've gone through this program with me. And I wanted to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you joined at first, what was your biggest pain point when you joined? How did you feel?
Biggest pain point when I joined was that I couldn't stop thinking about what have I done wrong and what was wrong with me and how could I have possibly failed at this so horribly. And then I saw your advertisement and I believe on Facebook and I couldn't believe I was actually hitting the learn more and then join your workshop. And
Mm,
biggest pain point was how could I have done this so wrong and how can I be such a huge failure in life? That was my biggest pain point.
yeah. And that point, how long have you been married?
I had been married 26 years at that point.
Hmm. And you were constantly thinking that you've done something wrong and it's like a failing and you just don't know what to do.
After 26 years and it's not working out, I'm like, this is it. I can't do it. As a human being, as a wife, as a person, nope. I'm
Mm,
doing something horribly wrong and I can't even see the forest for the trees.
yeah. And how did it change as you were taking the classes? Like, how did you, what impacted your change the most? Which skill?
Well, what impacted me a lot was other women saying a lot of the things I was also thinking, and that was that I'm not alone, and that yeah, not being alone. You especially after COVID and especially after that kind of event in your life, and then after being married for so long, you think I've got to be the only human being on earth that just can't cut it. What is wrong with me?
Mm. So the question was constantly, what is wrong with me? Do you still have that question today?
No, I don't. And I think a lot of the other women you've helped don't have that question either. But like I said, I found that other people were thinking the same thing and that I was, and that I wasn't alone. And a lot of these women were figuring stuff out because when I joined, other women had already been in the group. These
Mm.
women can figure things out, then I can figure things out. But I needed their help and I needed your help, assistance, because I had to do my end of the work. They did their end of the work and you would do your coaching. But if I listen to your coaching all day and all night and I don't do anything about it, if I don't take those risks, nothing's going to happen. And so
Mhm.
part of it, you were the coach, but I had to take the ball and run it the rest of the way.
Yeah. And it's really kind of, if you talk about your energy, it's just absolutely amazing to see how you have changed. Like when we were sitting first, it was just so much walking on eggshells and just trying to avoid and run away and just like not get in the face and just like step away and step away. If I were to ask you now, like, how do you feel around your husband? How do you feel with yourself? What does it feel like?
I feel like I take the space that I need, and that if he comes to me with something, I give him the space that he needs.
Mm.
And even though he's not going through the coaching, I think he feels that energy of this is a safe space because it is a safe space. I don't know what he believes. That's up to him. And I take up the space that I need and then move on.
That sounds wonderful. And you guys, you have this really funny, kind of like not funny, but really cute ritual, almost like where you guys, he schedules a manicure. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure, he has days when he runs errands, and then if it's a day when he sometimes will text me and go, I'm heading, we have a local Italian joint that we go to, and he says, I'm gonna go stop and get lunch. Can you meet me? And then afterwards we'll get mani pipettis. I don't. That was such a shock at first. And I would if I'm free, I'm say I'll meet you there. And so we have lunch. We've gotten to know we sit at the bar, we have lunch. Sometimes we play Keno and we talk about the numbers we play, which is kind of cool because then we kind of learn a little bit about each other. And then we'll eat our lunch and go have mani pipettis, and which is really weird, but he loves it. He really loves it. And I love being with him. And then sometimes because I get color, I'm doing the girly thing, he'll tap me on the shoulder and says, I'm gonna get a post pedicure beer. I said, I will meet you back over there. And this
Oh,
is kind of our thing now. It's kind of weird, kind of wonderful. I don't think too much about it. I just roll with it.
yeah. And I've heard that, you were sharing before that you guys went into much more traveling together and just taking vacations, and he schedules all of it. Is that right?
Absolutely. There are a lot of shorter trips that we take instead of one big trip. And if we're learning to travel together, and if something goes right, if something goes. One time I wasn't ready on time and I said, I worked out that morning. My legs are so shaky. I'm going to be late. He's like, that's cool. We don't have to check in until 4. One time we went on a trip and he wanted to surprise me with a carriage ride. And GPSs, as they do, kind of screwed up a little bit. But you know what? I learned to look at the sunset, and he actually said, I appreciate that, which was kind of a shock to me, but it was the truth. I wasn't making it up. And we just sort of didn't do the carriage ride, but the rest of the night was filled with looking at curiosity shops and going to the bar for a drink and then heading on back to the B&B. It was awesome. It still was great. It was still a trip with us. It was just, it worked out. It worked out, and I was kind of deep down inside really shocked, but really enjoying it. And so was he.
Yeah, it sounds like the more you become like this goddess or the girl of fun and light, the more he responds to you. Is that right?
Right? Oh, it's amazing. It's weird, but it's amazing because I'm very much into science and I'm just sort of watching him. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, coach. You're absolutely right.
That's wonderful. I just really enjoy loving, like, I just love watching your transformation and how your physiology has changed, your face, like everything is just so light about you. It just truly like evoking of this beautiful, joyful, fun energy. And it's just so much fun to watch this transformation.
Another thing that was on my mind was that I was old, that I was, well, 59's a number, and I'm going to be 60 in a couple of months, but all the other women I would look at were mostly somewhat from California and I always had this thing of, yeah, but y'all are so young. Y'all are so young and so I don't know. And then you were talking to me about that mindset had to change as well. And I think that had a lot to do with it. And I want to thank you for that too. Thank
Mhm.
you so much for helping
Yeah.
me see that it's not that old.
Yeah, and you did some really fun projects recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that project that kind of made you feel really good?
It did. This woman in near the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia, had she's a photographer and she did a project about women over 50 and she had a Facebook ad very similar to yours. I looked at it, we checked it out, it was legit, and I had my picture taken where someone they did your hair and makeup for you, which felt weird having that much attention put on me. And they did black and white photos. You brought your own clothes, and it was about an hour and a half of just having someone take their picture, take my picture, and it's going to be actually an art project. It's going to be up near the University of Virginia, and it was an amazing experience. I had to drive down there, and I had to drive back. Actually, drove back in a storm. I did
Wow.
it. I did all of it, and I lived to tell, and it was something I wanted to do. I had doubts, and you were helping me. You talked me off a ledge a couple of times, and I really appreciate that. What am I doing? I'm not a pioneer in anything. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. And she actually did interview all her subjects, and she goes, well, you're in that special group of now your life is going to start because now things are going to happen. And I kind
Yes.
of looked at her and went, I think you're right. And then after talking to you, I know I'm right. I know that's right. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
I'm so excited for you. You're just
Thank
truly
you.
stepping into your light,
Thank
and
you.
it's absolutely glowing, and it's so beautiful. And I can't wait to see what's in store for you. How is it going to change now with having more peace and just joy in your relationship and just with yourself? I think the relationship with yourself was like the most powerful transformation.
I think you're right. I think that's the understatement of the year. I think you're right.
Mhm.
It's only January, but yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being in the program, for inspiring every other woman too to change and just truly supporting them and just being such a beautiful example of what's possible.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Coach. I appreciate it.
Oh, if you had anything to tell to any woman actually who is considering maybe getting coaching or doing this program, what would you say?
Okay, ladies, when you see the masterclass, when you see Yola's masterclass, sign up for it. Um, just click the button, sign up for it. You will see a Zoom room full of other women. You'll be surprised. Very similar situations, very similar questions. It's an amazing masterclass. It does not take a long time. You can go back to it. You will find questions that you have. There are no stupid questions. Anything that's on your mind, express it, talk about it, put it in the chat. Other women will respond to it as well. Even if you don't decide to go to coaching at that very moment, let it sink in for a bit. You will not regret it. Let it sink in. Any questions you have to ask before, ask them again. Anything you have on your mind, let it out. Someone out there's thinking the same thing. This is a tribe you want to belong to. This is a group you want to get involved with. They will give to you and you will give to them. And it is a foundation. It's a foundation you need, and it's a foundation you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. And believe me, if you have children, if you have nieces and nephews, they'll see you doing this. Kids pay more attention than you think. You're building a foundation for them as well. It's going to get a little screwy out in the world, so you want to give them whatever advantage is possible. And taking care of yourself, this is part of it. This is a foundational part of taking care of yourself and your brain and your intellect and your soul. And I sincerely think you can't lose.
Wow, that's beautiful. And one more quick question. In the beginning, when we first started, what was your self-care at? Like a number from 0 to 10.
I would make it to the bathroom on time, and I would take a shower, and I would change my clothes. I mean, it was very basic. It was like at a 1.
At a 1. And what is your self-care like right now?
My self-care has been at a 10, and that's with having a cold for 3 weeks because I've learned to shift. It's sort of like going from automatic drive to a really sexy sports car with a stick. Yeah, when the traffic changes, you shift up, you shift down. Yeah, I am now that little sexy sports car now.
I
At
love your
200
sexy
pounds
sport.
and 60 years old, yeah, I'm a sexy sports car. Deal with it.
I just love it. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure
All right.
talking to you too, Coach. You're awesome.